Good afternoon, students. In continuation of last video, we'll discuss about negative mesomeric effect. Already we discussed about this negative mesomeric effect. I will take one more example as a meta-directing group. I will explain mechanism. Here I am taking one example: carboxylic acid. Benzene with carboxylic acid. Okay, here COH group is meta-directing group. Okay, ring deactivating group. When this molecule reacts with concentrate nitric acid and 2 moles of concentrate sulfuric acid at 60 degrees centigrade temperature, okay, nitration reaction takes place at meta position and form here COH. This group meta-directing group, so NO2 group attacks at meta position. This molecule we call as meta-nitro benzoic acid. We call meta-nitro benzoic acid. Here we see that how meta-nitro benzoic acid will form. Okay, how meta-nitro benzoic acid will form? See the mechanism here. Okay, first step, formation of an electrophile. Formation of an electrophile. Okay, this is the electrophilic substitution reaction. All electrophilic substitution reaction involves in 3 steps. That means the mechanism will finish in 3 steps. One is formation of an electrophile, second one formation of sigma complex, third one formation of stable product. Okay, formation of an electrophile. Here first, this is the nitration mixture. This we call as nitration mixture. From nitration mixture we get the electrophile. Okay, nitric acid may be written like this: OHNO2. Here it acts as an acid. It reacts with sulfuric acid. It is a second 1 mole of sulfuric acid acts as an acid. In the presence of concentrate sulfuric acid, here it acts as a dehydrating agent. What happens? Use water molecule like this, H2O. Okay, it gives OH minus now, so we'll get here NO2 plus. NO2 plus we call as nitronium ion. Along with that, HSO4 minus. This is bisulfate ion. Along with this, we'll get here water. Nitronium ion is an electrophile. This is a bisulfate ion. This electrophile attacked benzoic acid. This is the benzoic acid now. Electrophile attacks benzoic acid. How it attacks that benzoic acid? We see second step, formation of sigma complex. Formation of sigma complex. See how sigma complex was formed. See double bond for OH. Here we have the electron deficient group is there. That means C double bond for group always equals electron. Then this electron transferred, okay, here to carbon. Then this carbon oxygen electron transferred towards oxygen. What happens here? Why electrons attract this COH group is electron withdrawing group, electron attracting group, meta-directing group, ring deactivating group. So here CO minus and here OH. Here we get the positive charge bond. This is the resonance structure 1. Here again this electron transferred towards positive charge. what happened? Here bond, here negative charge. Okay, these electron transferred here now will get double bond here. Double bond C O minus OH. Okay, we'll get here positive charge. This is the resonance structure 2. Again, this pi electron transferred towards electron deficient. Pi for the stability of this carbon atom to attack the electron from adjacent carbon atom. Okay, then what happened? Bond. Okay, here bond, here positive charge, double bond CO minus OH. This is resonance structure 3. Here see, the mixture of these resonance structures we called as sigma complex. We called as sigma complex. And here, positive charge is present at ortho position, here meta position, here para position, here ortho position. There is no positive charge at meta position, so this nitronium ion attacks. Okay, nitronium ion attacks at meta position. At meta position. Okay, see how this nitronium ion attacks at meta position. In third step, anyone, take anyone for our convenience. I took this one. Here positive charge is there. Here double bond CO minus OH, and here we have the one hydrogen. NO2 plus. Here these pi electrons, this pi electron transferred towards NO2 plus. Then what happened? Here hydrogen, NO2, here bond, here positive charge, double bond, O. Okay, O, here bond, O minus OH. Here what happened? This negative charge electron transferred towards carbon, these electron transferred towards carbon. Positive charge becomes neutral, and this is in the form of H plus. Here bond, here bond, here bond. C single bond. Here electron transferred towards the carbon means we get double bond O, and here OH, and here N. We get the meta-nitrobenzoic acid. Meta-nitrobenzoic acid. Here we will get the meta-nitrobenzoic acid. Okay. Next, this is about the mesomeric effect. Okay, all effects finished. Bond polarization effects. Bond polarization effects 4 types. Actually 2 types. Permanent effect and temporary effect. Temporary effect 2 finished. Inductomeric effect and electromeric effect. Okay, permanent effects 2 finished. That one is inductive effect and mesomeric effect. In examination point of view, they may ask mesomeric effect or inductive effect. Okay, prepare those 2 topics. And last topic in this chapter, hyperconjugation. Hyperconjugation. This hyperconjugation also called sigma bond resonance. Sigma bond resonance. This is also called low bond resonance. Low bond resonance. Okay, this is explained by Baker and Nathan. So we called Baker-Nathan effect. Baker-Nathan effect. Okay, this hyperconjugation mainly observed in alkenes, okay, in carbocations, carbations, okay, not in carbon, here free radicals. It explains about the stability of alkenes, stability of carbocations, stability of free radical. Stability of free radical. Mainly hyperconjugation explains about stability of alkenes, stability of carbocations, stability of free radicals. We'll see in continuation stability, and before seeing that stability of alkenes and stability of carbocations, stability of free radical, okay, we'll see what is the meaning of hyperconjugation. Okay, hyperconjugation mainly observed the molecule which contain alpha carbon atom, at least one alpha carbon atom and at least one alpha hydrogen. Alpha carbon, it should contain alpha carbon and it should have at least one alpha hydrogen. Then only possible to involve in hyperconjugation. Here I am taking one molecule. Okay, hyperconjugation in 1-propene. Okay, I will explain this definition of hyperconjugation along with the one example how hyperconjugation is obtained here. Okay, here I am taking 1-propene, CH double bond CH2, here CH3. This is the functional group. The adjacent carbon to functional group we called as alpha carbon. This carbon we called as alpha carbon. Here this carbon has hydrogen. These are called alpha hydrogens. Okay, here this molecule eligible to involve in hyperconjugation. It has alpha carbon and has alpha hydrogen. Okay, alpha hydrogen. So it is eligible. It is eligible to involve in hyperconjugation. We'll see. Okay, here hydrogen. This is the A hydrogen. This is the B hydrogen. This is the C hydrogen. All of the ABC hydrogens are alpha hydrogens. This is alpha carbon. This is attached to CH2 double bond CH2. CH double bond CH2. Okay, here what is the meaning of hyperconjugation? This is this bond and this bond. These are alpha carbon hydrogen bond. This alpha carbon hydrogen bond have conjugation with this double bond. This alpha carbon hydrogen bond has conjugation with this pi bond, conjugation with this double bond. That means this alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bond, this sigma bond, separated with one more sigma bond. This pi bond and sigma bond separated with one sigma bond. This we call as conjugation. Then also involves in alpha carbon hydrogen bond conjugation with the double bond. Then also involves in resonance. That we call as sigma bond resonance. Here alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bond involved in the resonance. That's why we call alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bond resonance or sigma bond resonance. First, this carbon hydrogen A hydrogen electrons transferred towards the double bond carbon. Then these electrons transferred towards CH2 group. What happened here? CHB, CHA plus. Here double bond CH2 minus. This is resonance structure 1. Then if B electron involves, here we get HA plus H plus BC double bond CH CH2 minus. This is the resonance structure. After the forming the resonance structure, after the resonance, there is no bond between here HA, CHA, CHB in continuation. Okay, C electrons involved, no bond between here HB, HA, double bond CH, CH2 minus. Resonance structure 3. After the resonance, after the sigma resonance, sigma bond resonance, there is no bond between carbon and hydrogen. Here carbon and hydrogen C, carbon and hydrogen B, carbon and hydrogen A. There is no bond. That's why we call it as no bond resonance. It explained by Baker and Nathan. So it is simply considered as a Baker-Nathan effect. Okay, this molecule one propene contain 3 alpha hydrogens. So we got 3 resonance structures. 1 alpha hydrogen is equal to 1 resonance structure. Okay, the stability of alkene depends on the resonance structure. Depends on the number of alpha hydrogens and number of resonance structure. By increasing the number of resonance structure, the stability of an alkene increases. By increasing the alpha hydrogens, okay, the number of resonance structure will increase, then the stability also increase. We'll see here, I am taking different molecules. Okay, first one, this is called hyperconjugation. What is the meaning of hyperconjugation? Okay, the alpha carbon hydrogen sigma bond is conjugation with double bond. We simply called as a hyperconjugation. This alpha carbon hydrogen bond involves in the transformation of sigma electron. It is appeared like a pi bond resonance. That's why we simply called as a resonance and sigma bond resonance. Okay, here I want to explain the stability of alkenes, various alkenes. I am taking different alkenes. CH2 double bond CH2. This we call ethene. Here only one functional group, no alpha carbon and hydrogen. So no resonance structure, no resonance or no hyperconjugation. Okay, unstable. Hyperconjugation, unstable. Okay, then I am taking one more molecule, CH3, CH double bond CH3. This is one propene. Here, this is the functional group. This contains 1 alpha carbon, 3 alpha hydrogens. Okay, that means 1 alpha hydrogen gives 1 resonance structure. Bilateral. Okay, it gives 3 resonance structure. So, somewhat stable. Here no resonance structure, here resonance is there. So, somewhat stable. One propene is stable than ethene due to hyperconjugation. Then, I am taking one more molecule, CH3, CH double bond, CH3. This is the functional group. This is alpha carbon, this is also alpha carbon. That means it contains 2 alpha carbons. 6 alpha hydrogens. 6 alpha hydrogen means it gives 6 resonance structures. Here 3 resonance structure. Here 6 resonance structure. Somewhat stable than 1 protein. What is the name of this one? It is the name of this molecule is 2-butene. 2-butene is more stable than 1 protein. 2-butene is more stable than 1 butene. Why? 2-butene forms 6 resonance structures, 1 propene forms 3 resonance structures. 3 resonance structures. Okay, in continuation, I am taking one more molecule, CH3. Okay, CH3, double bond, CH3. This is the functional group. It contains 3 alpha carbons. 1, 2, 3. 3 alpha carbons. And here 3 into 3, 9 alpha hydrogens. That means it forms 9 resonance structures. The name of this molecule is 2-methyl-2-butene. The name of that molecule is 2-methyl-2-butene. 2-methyl-2-butene forms 9 resonance structures. 2-methyl-2-butene forms 9 resonance structures. So 2-methyl-2-butene is more stable than 2-butene. So more stable. Then here I am taking one more molecule. C double bond, here methyl group, here methyl group, here CH3. This is the functional group. It contains 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 alpha carbons. 4 alpha carbons. 12 alpha hydrogens. That means it forms 12 resonance structures. 12 resonance structures. So it forms 9 resonance structures. Okay, this molecule forms 12 resonance structures. What is the name of this molecule? 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene. 2,3 dimethyl 2-butene forms 12 resonance structure. So more stable than 2-methyl 2-butene. Okay, 2-methyl 2-butene more stable than 2-butene. 2-butene is more stable than 1-propene. 1-propene is more stable than ethene. It depends on only number of alpha hydrogens, number of resonance structure. One molecule, if any molecule contains one resonance structure, if any molecule has one resonance structure, one alpha hydrogen means it forms one resonance structure. Okay, 2 alpha hydrogen means 2 resonance structure, 3 alpha hydrogen means 3 resonance structure. Okay, depends on the stability of alkene, depends on the number of alpha hydrogens. Here I want to explain stability of carbonium ion and stability of free radical. Stability of carbonium ion and stability of free radical. Okay, second one, stability of carbonium ion, carbocation. Carbonium ion and carbocation. Here I am taking different carbonium ions, CH3 plus, we called methyl carbonium ion. Okay, CH3, CH2 plus, this we called ethyl carbonium ion. And this is also called primary carbonium ion. 1 degree. Then CH3, CH plus, CH3. This is isopropyl carbonium ion. Carbonium ion. This also called secondary carbonium ion. Okay, next I am taking one more, CH3, CH3 plus here CH3. This is tertiary butyl carbonyl ion or tertiary carbonium ion. Here 2 degree carbonium ion, here 3 degree carbonium ion. Here we have the different carbonium ions. What are those? Primary carbonium ion, secondary carbonium ion, tertiary carbonium ion. Tertiary carbonium. Okay na? Then see, positive charge carbon is functional. No alpha carbons, no alpha hydrogens. So it is unstable. Here this is the functional group. Here this is the functional group. Here this is the functional group. Carbon with positive charge is the functional group. Okay, adjacent carbon is this one. That means it contains 1 alpha carbon, 3 alpha hydrogens. one alpha hydrogen is one resonance structure. That means it forms three resonance structures. Here it is attached to positive charge attached to two carbon atom, directly attached to two carbon atom. That means two alpha carbon atoms, six alpha hydrogens. That means it forms six resonance structures. Here see carbon with positive charge attached to three carbon atoms. That means 3 alpha carbons, 9 alpha hydrogens, 9 resonance structures. See here, by moving from left side to right side, the number of alpha hydrogens increases and number of resonance structures were increased. Okay, here 3 resonance structure, 6 resonance structure, 9 resonance structure. Okay, so ethyl carbonyl is more stable than methyl carbonyl due to hyperconjugation. It forms 3 resonance structures. Okay, isopropyl carbonyl is more stable than ethyl carbonyl. It forms 6 resonance structures in hyperconjugation. Tertiary butyl carbonyl forms 9 resonance structures. That's why it is more stable than more stable than isopropyl carbonyl. This is about the stability of carbonyl by the hyperconjugation. Explanation of stability of carbonyl by the hyperconjugation. Here I am explaining stability of free radical. Stability of free radicals. Okay, here I am taking CH3 dot. This is methyl free radical. CH3 dot we called methyl free radical. Okay, CH3, CH2 dot. This is ethyl free radical. This is methyl free radical. Ethyl free radical. Primary free radical. Okay, CH3, CH dot CH3. This is isopropyl free radical. Okay, this is the secondary free radical. CH3, C dot CH3. This is tertiary butyl free radical or tertiary free radical. Okay, free radical containing carbon is functional group. This is the functional group. Here no alpha carbon hydrogen, so there is no hyperconjugation or there is no resonance structures. Here this is the functional group. Dot containing carbon is functional group. Here additional carbon 1 is there, alpha carbon 1, alpha hydrogen 3, alpha carbon 1, 3 resonance structures. So ethyl carbonyl, ethyl free radical is more stable than methyl free radical. Here 2 alpha carbons. Okay, here alpha hydrogen 6, so 6 resonance structures. Here 3 alpha carbons, 9 alpha hydrogens, so 9 resonance structures. While moving from left to right, from methyl carbonyl to methyl free radical to tertiary butyl free radical, number of alpha hydrogens, number of resonance structure increases. So stability increases from left to right. Ethyl free radical is more stable than methyl free radical. Primary free radical is more stable than methyl free radical. Then secondary free radical more stable than primary free radical. Or isopropyl free radical is more stable than ethyl free radical. Then tertiary butyl free radical is more stable than isopropyl free radical due to the formation of 9 resonance structures. Okay, here 3 resonance structure, 6 resonance structure, 9 resonance structures. By increasing the number of resonance structure, the stability of that particular free radical increases. This is about the hyperconjugation. This is about the first chapter in organic chemistry, 3rd semester. Thank you. Okay, tomorrow we start the second chapter. Okay, that is alcohols. After that, phenols. We'll see in continuation. Organometallic chemistry also we'll see in continuation. Thank you.